Hello, Big here. I recently played Metal Gear Rising Revengeance at Gamescom, and I'm going to be talking about my impressions and things like that. So we're going to start with how many screens they had at the Konami booth. There wasn't that many, so that meant the queue was quite long. It took me about 2 hours to play the game. There were about 10 to 12 Metal Gear screens at the Konami booth, which was a bit of a downer, but it was worth it in the end. I enjoyed the game. It was pretty good. It was exactly how I was expecting it to be. And I'm pretty pleased with it, so I can't wait for the game to come out, although I have to wait quite a while for it to come out. You started off, you walk upstairs, and it's just above the Konami booth, so I got the screen straight in the middle, and you started off with the demo menu. You press start, and then it takes you straight into the game, and it puts you onto a beach, where you basically practice with your sword and the controls and things like that. So it was quite easy to get into the controls. Even though the game was in German, I understood it quite easily. So the main thing that you need to know is how to slice. So you hold the left trigger, and you take the right analog stick, and you just swing it in the direction that you want to slice, and it will do it. It was quite responsive, but I think it could do with a little bit of calibration on it. It wasn't as responsive as I thought it would be, and depending where you slice the object, I'm not sure it actually sliced it as it should have, so maybe it could be calibrated a little bit better. But it was really good. If you keep slicing it over and over again, it brings up like a combo. I had something like a 28 combo on these practice targets, and then it takes you on to more targets, and it just carries on like that. And then it has targets with hostages, and you have to actually aim for a certain part of the cardboard target, which is quite good. So it's got like an aiming feature, and it works quite well. But on top of that, it's also got buttons that you can actually press as well to like just perform basic moves like kicks and punches. Although it's just like swinging with your sword and things like that. I also got to slice a couple of melons as well, which was quite good. And I had a massive jumbo watermelon at the end, which I was quite pleased with. It's not Metal Gear Rising without a massive melon. The demo was actually quite good. There were 3 levels, and it takes you into the game. After the practice, you go into the first level. And I can't really remember what you had to do, but there were a couple of guards that you had to take out first, and it had a bit of a stealth element to it as well. You can get up behind the guards and you can stab them in the back, and there were a couple of moves that you can do in the stealth mode, but I didn't really experiment it with it that much, but it was pretty good. I was quite pleased with that, because it's not really a Metal Gear game without a bit of stealth in it, but that was pretty good. You get into a little battle with a couple of bad guys. That was pretty good. It's a good chance to practice with the sword and practice with how it works. I felt the combat was a little bit choppy, the way you wanted to aim in the direction of someone, and you were hoping to like maybe a little bit like Arkham City, where you press the button and it just like goes to that next person that you want to hit. Whereas with Metal Gear Rising, you had to walk to the person first and then start hitting the person. But I don't know, maybe that could be doing with a little bit of work. But obviously, it's not the finished result. It was a beta that I was playing. It was a beta demo. I know it was a beta demo because the person next to me, their game crashed, and it came up with like a memory dump screen, and the stuff was being saved and uploaded to whatever. So. But that's what you expect, really. The game's not coming out till next year, so there's still quite a few things that I need to fix on it. But I suppose Gamescom was a good chance for the developers to have a bit of a test and see how it would work in public. So that was quite good. After the first level, you get taken into the second with helicopters shooting down the bridge, and it introduces the running function, basically a sprint function, and you have to run off the bridge while the bridge is falling, which is quite good. And that reminded me of Bayonetta on its own, the way it switched the camera angles, and you know, the way you were just running away from the falling bridge. And then you have to fight the helicopter, so you have a rocket launcher that you can use as well, which is quite good. It's a bit weird having a rocket launcher and a sword. It's a bit of an odd combo, but it was very helpful. And if you didn't have a rocket launcher handy, you can climb the columns next to it and chase the helicopter down. And then when you're jumping and you hold the left trigger down to get ready to slice, they'll actually slow down and it'll give you the chance to hit it and get some combos out of it. The third level is basically the same thing. There's a couple of geckos on there. There's a couple of geckos to take out and just a few more guards, and it's basically just it was quite a short demo actually for what I thought it was. And then it takes you until basically a bit of a cliffhanger at the end with an image of Metal Gear Ray, and then just Raiden looking at Metal Gear Ray and just thinking, shit, I'm gonna kick your ass. But it looked pretty badass for what it's worth, and the game should be pretty decent when it comes out, so I'm looking forward to it. So I can't wait for that to come out. But it did feel like Bayonetta. It had plenty of fast-paced moments, and you know, I was quite pleased with it. It took a while for me to get upstairs and get into the game, but you know, I was quite pleased with it, and I'm glad that I played it as one of the games at Gamescom that I was looking forward to, and you know, I got to have my go on it. So if you have any questions, any information that I may have got wrong, then just leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try and answer any questions that you have. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter as well, at EuGaming News, and don't forget to check out our Gamescom playlist for all our other Gamescom videos that we've made. So thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.